Having cleaned the data, the next step is to code it. The method of coding is largely dictated by two considerations. Number 1, the way a variable has been measured. Measurement scale in your research instrument. For example, if a response to a question is descriptive, categorical, or quantitative. Number 2 is the way you want to communicate the findings about a variable to your reader.
My name is Micah Tiginos, and I will explain to you the step 1 in steps of coding. Step 1 is developing a codebook. A codebook provides a set of rules for assigning numerical values to answers obtained from respondents. Let us take an example list some question taken from a questionnaire. There are two formats for data entry, fixed and free. In this example, we will be using the fixed format to illustrate how to develop a codebook. The fixed format stipulates that a piece of information obtained from a respondent is entered in a specific column. Each column has a number, and the call.number in the codebook refers to the column in which a specific type of information is to be entered. The information about an individual is thus entered in a row or rows comprising these columns. For a beginner, it is important to understand the structure of a codebook, which is based on the respondent of the A responses given to the question listed. Column 1 refers to the columns in which a particular piece of information is to be entered. Allocation of columns in a fixed format is extremely important because when you write a program, you need to specify the column in which a particular piece of information is entered so that the computer can perform the required procedures. Column 2 identifies the question, number, and the research instrument for which the information is being coded. This is primarily to identify coding with the question, number in the instrument. Column 3 refers to the name of the variable. Each variable in a program is given a unique name so that the program can carry out the requested statistical procedures. Usually, there are restrictions on the way you can name a variable. You need to check your program for this. It is advisable to name a variable in such a way that you can easily recognize it from its name. Column 4 lists the responses to the various questions. Developing a response pattern for the question is the most important, difficult, and time-consuming part of developing a codebook. The degree of difficulty in developing a response pattern differs with the types of questions in your research instrument.
I'm Jessamine B. Jesta, reporting the step 2 of coding, pre-testing the codebook. Once a codebook is designed, it is important to pre-test it and any problems before you code your data. A pre-test involves selecting a few questionnaires or interview schedules and actually coding the responses to ascertain any problems in coding. It is possible that you may not have provided for some responses and therefore will be unable to code them. Change your codebook if you need to in light of the pre-test. Step 3. Coding the data. Once your codebook is finished, the next step is to code the raw data. There are 3 ways of doing this. First is coding on the questionnaires or interview schedule itself, if space for coding was provided at the time of constructing the research instrument. Next is coding on separate code sheets that are available for purchase. The third one is coding directly into the computer.